Yo, what's going on? A squad, it's AndosGaming here and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a good day wherever you are in the world. In today's episode, we are going to talk about how to improve your aim in Call of Duty Warzone for PC, specifically for the mouse and keyboard players. Disclaimer, these methods may not be available for everyone or not everyone's cup of tea. This is just my current training routine that I implement to train my aim and thought it would be a good idea to share with you guys so we can improve together. People often think, man, I want to improve my aim. There must be some super magic trick or some high level secret I am missing. Don't get me wrong, there are certain techniques and aspects that can improve your aim instantly, which we'll go over later in the video. However, majority of improvements you make is through actually training your aim and getting the repetitions in and understanding how certain aiming mechanics work. Training your aim will be a lot of trial and error, and I have made a lot of mistakes in my aim training journey, hence this is why one of the reasons I'm making this video, to make sure you can avoid those mistakes, efficiently improve your aim as fast as possible, and start you off on your aim training journey if this is your cup of tea. Just some context as to why I started aim training. Earlier this year, I wanted to be a content creator and started making Warzone videos. Prior to this, I did take a long break from gaming for a few years, and I realized the level of competition in gaming now is so much higher. I remember playing Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2, I would be shredding, and thinking back, I wasn't even that good. Anyways, my thought process is I need to get good at aiming as quickly as possible. If I want to be competitive playing Warzone, I needed to improve my aim dramatically. Realistically though, to improve your aim just playing a BR is very hard. There are so many other things you need to think about, like positioning, angles, communication, body count, where the circle is, rotations and everything else. Another factor is the time between gunfights is huge. Most of the time you're looting up, rotating, or just having a laugh with your squad. On that note, I decided to start aim training using KOVAAK because I needed to improve my aiming mechanics and catch up on the competitive scene. Sometimes I felt like I was versing twisted upper rank sweaty demons out on Verdansk, just hitting shots with such accuracy. And to be honest, there are a lot of good players out there. A lot of people have been playing Call of Duty multiplayer and other games for years and can transition their aim into Warzone. And you can tell these players have years of experience, which makes their aim so good. So to close the gap to improve my aim, I decided to give KOVAAK a go. So far, I've spent about 100 hours on this game. You can grab KOVAAK on Steam for about $10 US. I'm not sponsored by KOVAAK by any means. I have not been bribed by them. I just think they have a really good product. I would highly recommend it if you are interested in aim training and improving your aim. And I think $10 US is worth it. However, if you don't want to spend any money, you can get Aim Labs. It's free and I think they're quite good as well. I just prefer KOVAAK. However, this is personal preference. I'll leave this up to you guys. Another disclaimer, I am no pro when it comes to aiming. 100 hours in KOVAAK is actually a small amount compared to people that grow in aim trainers. Some people get up to 300 to 1,000 hours. Saying that though, 100 hours is pretty decent. I've seen dramatic improvements compared to when I first started. I have an understanding of the basic mechanics and where I'm trying to get with my aiming. I've also done a vast amount of research and watched countless videos on what top tier aim trainers think about and the general consensus when it comes to aim training. So hopefully I can share this info today with you to help you improve your aim. Before we get into it, I want to point out my sole purpose of using KOVAAK is to get good at Warzone or any game I'm playing in the future. It's a good idea to incorporate training using aim trainers also playing the game, and we'll talk about this later in the video. When it comes to KOVAAK, I highly recommend using a playlist. You want to have a playlist that is catered more towards the game you want to improve. A playlist in KOVAAK is basically a set of scenarios you can customize and cater towards your needs. There are a lot of preset playlists created already by communities and KOVAAK themselves that actually cater towards different games and different skill levels, which we'll talk about more later in the video. Of course, it's important to get your fundamentals down, and I will probably make a future video about this. However, today's ultimate goal is to get good at the game you're interested in, which is Warzone. So I try to make a playlist catered to scenarios that occur in Warzone and try to replicate aiming scenarios that happen in the game. Another note is I do not snipe at all, so I really just focus on tracking and target switching. These are skills I'm obsessed with and want to improve as fast as possible. If you are a sniper though, you also want to focus on click timing scenarios to practice your flicking. Basically, there are 3 training scenarios in KOVAAK. Number 1, tracking, where you constantly try to keep your crosshair on the target. This is super useful in Warzone as players are always strafing, jumping, slide cancelling and running around. These scenarios will just help you hit your shots. The goal is when you hit your first shot, you want to keep your crosshair on the target as much as possible. You don't want to miss another bullet, so the time to kill is greatly reduced. Number 2 is click timing scenarios. Clicking/flicking scenarios are really useful for sniping in Warzone, and to be honest, these scenarios are really good to build up your fundamentals. Do not not neglect these if you are just starting out in KOVAAK. I still do clicking scenarios to make sure my mechanics don't get rusty. Again, these are super useful if you are a sniper. Number 3, target switching. Target switching scenarios help you train switching between targets with a bit of tracking involved. Super useful to simulate fighting multiple targets. In Warzone, there are often situations where you need to flick and perform some sort of tracking. So again, these scenarios are super useful and will help you get better results on Warzone. In regards to the exercise I do relating to Warzone, there is already a preset playlist made by KOVAAK themselves. When you open your playlist, it should already be there. I've also been using it quite a lot and I feel like it works really well. Another playlist I use is the Voltaic Warzone playlist. Voltaic is very well known in the aim training community and very well respected, and they have made a catered playlist for you specifically to get better at Warzone. Voltaic also has other playlists with benchmarking options, which I highly recommend checking out if you want to take your aim training further. Again, this video is just focused on the improvements related to Warzone. However, these skills should transition over to similar games. Personally, I've created my own playlist, taking scenarios from Voltaic Warzone list and adding a mix of my own training scenarios. I've also trimmed it down because for me, I notice when I play, I like to keep my playlist short, simple, and varied because I notice I get a little bit bored if it's too repetitive or I'm just too busy. That's just my personal preference. For reference, I'll leave a link in the description where you can download the Voltaic Warzone playlist and my own personal Warzone playlist as well, and you can upload it to your KOVAAK. I will also leave a link to a video to give you some instructions on how to import these playlists. It's actually really easy, so check it out if you are interested. Before we continue the video, if you enjoyed the content or learned something new, remember to tap the like button. Also sub to the YouTube channel if you are interested. I do make a lot of Warzone videos. I also stream on Twitch at AndosGaming TV, so I just actually made affiliate. If you have any questions or just want to say good day, make sure to come check out the stream. It's just good vibes. And finally, lastly, I just want to say thank you to you guys for checking out the videos, checking out the stream, and just being supportive. The A squad, you guys are the real MVPs. I do really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Without further ado, let's continue. In regards to aim training, I'm just going to provide some quick tips and things I wish I knew when I first started. When playing KOVAAK, you want to vary the difficulty. Some days you want to do very hard scenarios where you are quite challenged. Other days, stick to the scenarios you are very good at. You will notice that when you do more difficult scenarios, you should see improvement in the scores on the exercises that you are comfortable with. Doing harder scenarios will help you learn new skills, and doing the scenarios that you are comfortable with sharpens your sword. Mouse grip. Play around with your mouse grip. KOVAAK will really help you with this. For example, if you're getting bad scores or your scores are not improving, remember to adjust your mouse grip to see if you can get better scores with other grips. I noticed at the beginning my thumb was a bit too low on my mouse. Once I adjusted my mouse grip, changing the positions of my thumb and fingers and using the scores as feedback, my aim seems to be way more consistent now. Side tip on this subject, keep everything relaxed, however, have enough tension on your fingers and wrists to control your aim. You don't want to be too tense when aiming, you want to have a good flow. Don't write your scores down every time, benchmark instead. Back when I first started aim training, I used to write down every score to see if I was getting better. I did this because I saw one of those videos, hey, I got insane aim in 30 days. And to be honest, it got really tedious. It actually deterred me from aim training because before I would start, I would have to open my Excel sheet, I would have to write down all of my scores, I had to organize everything, put in my formulas. Look, it's up to you. I think it's just better to benchmark your scores every couple of weeks. Writing down your scores every time can be really tedious and can actually deter you from training. I notice I'm getting way more hours in when I don't have to document everything and enjoying the process a lot more. There's so much more I can talk about when it comes to KOVAAK, but I don't want this video to drag out too long. My last suggestion is just to start training and experiment with different scenarios. Also, a little music always helps as well so you don't get too bored. Now that the KOVAAK topic is covered, another training method I do in unison with aim training is playing Modern Warfare. I often jump into bot lobbies and practice my aim there. I just get the reps in. I focus on centering, flicking, target switching, and tracking. And bear in mind, this is all combined with movement. Versing bots to practice your aim is really good training method to get your mechanics down pat. However, saying that, it can only get you so far. I also recommend playing Modern Warfare multiplayer matches. You need to be shooting live players to mimic movement that bots just can't give you. I recommend having a high time to kill gun so there's a bit more tracking involved. Don't worry about winning, remember that you are training your aim. You can get into so many gunfights in such a short amount of time. I also jump into team deathmatch and train my aim there as well. Another scenario when it comes to training your aim is jumping into a plunder mode. Don't fill up your squad, just drop at storage and fight it out. out. Plunder is super useful way to train your aim, and you can also get used to your weapons there. To improve your aim, I recommend tying all these training scenarios together and keeping it on a rotation, and you should see improvements. Do some aim training on KOVAAKs, play some shipment, play some custom bot lobbies, or play some plunder mode. This will just help keep it fresh. I feel like these 4 scenarios are all super important when it comes in unison. I'm pretty sure if you do this for a couple weeks or a month, you will be able to improve your aim dramatically. You'll just have way more control when it comes to raw aiming mechanics. Will it make you better at Warzone? I don't know. However, it will make you a better aimer, which does help. Another note, with the settings, remember to pull your FOV at 120. Wider FOV will reduce visual recoil and your movement will be better as well. If you struggle with 120, go with 110 or 115. Experiment and do what works for you. A high FOV is always good though. I also highly recommend putting your ADS setting to affected. This will greatly reduce your visual recoil, which will make it easier to hit your shots. A lot of streamers / YouTubers have this setting, hence there looks like there's no recoil, so make sure to have this setting on. In regards to the setting in KOVAAK, choose Overwatch, match your FOV and match your sensitivity to Warzone. Disclaimer, I don't know how to convert ADS sensitivity, so if anyone knows, please comment below. I did do some research, but I'm not 100% sure. I have been training on my normal sensitivity, which is fine. I have still seen improvements. Just some final thoughts about aim training. Generally speaking, aim training won't get you like godlike aim. However, what it does do, it makes you way more consistent. Remember to enjoy the process if you are interested in doing some aim training. I still believe I still have a long way to go in regards to improving my raw aim, and I'm looking forward to the future to see how far I can get. Well, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy the content. Remember to leave a like and sub to the YouTube channel if you are interested. And check out the stream at AndosGaming TV on Twitch. I'll leave a link in the description. Come say hello. As always, I wish you guys all the best and good luck on the Warzone.